Hello there! Thanks very much for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and today with the Godfather of Soul. That's right, Mr. Dynamite, James Brown. And this is really fun for me. I've got a tour de force, literally, of 6 concert posters to show you from JB from the late 1960s. Literally 2 from 1967, such as this one, 2 from 68, and 2 from 1969. And these purple posters, the 69s by the way are green, these purple ones have a very familiar look to most, collectors and soul music fans and so forth, because they got pretty ubiquitous, especially in 1968. A lot of them out there. Still fun collector's items for sure. But, as far as the hobby is concerned, I wanted to roll through those 3 years real quickly for you, because some of the 1968 James Browns are represented at auction, and especially on eBay, as 1963, because those 2 years had the same calendar exactly, but they're actually 68s, and that's quite a difference. And so I'd like to not only have the fun of showing these to you, but sort of set the record straight on that one. Now interestingly, from the early, if you've watched my video blogs on other posters by James Brown and so forth, the early 60s to about the mid-60s, he really used big flamboyant window cards, which had lots of song titles and pictures and support acts, lots of moving parts, if you will. And then, for whatever reason, perhaps reasons of streamlining and simplicity, James and his management in the middle of 67 decided to opt for this smaller, scaled-down concert poster with no dating variables, nothing that could change. And so that's what I'm running for you, through for you today. I'll actually get off the venue info and just show you the main part of it there. It's got, show for the entire family, The Fabulous above James' name, and his review below his name, and 18-piece band. So those were the consistents. Now, show for the entire family was not brand new. That's actually a holdover from the previous year at least. And the other holdover on this poster, again in the summer of 67, is the picture of James, that sort of looking down headshot with his collar open, and that was used on jumbo concert posters of his in both 66 and 67. But taking this picture, this poster as a whole, as you can see in the venue information up top there, New Oakland Coliseum on Sunday, July 9, again of 67, showtime 8:30 p.m., admission $3.50 and $5. And look at that, Summer of Progress. Isn't that interesting? 67, definitely a very key year for civil rights. In June, the Supreme Court had ruled that any states banning interracial marriage were being unconstitutional. And also, at the same time, Thurgood Marshall was nominated to be the first black justice of the Supreme Court. And meanwhile, race riots raged on in cities like Tampa and Buffalo. So, Summer of Progress indeed, hopefully so. Okay, so we go from the summer of 1967 and we go into the fall, and a new photo, and this is really the common look for this poster. There's James now with his big bow tie, and gone are the stripe elements through the purple area and the few stars that were scattered around. This is even more simple and straightforward, or just more simple, we'll call it, and straightforward design with very few bells and whistles. I was personally never too crazy about this photo myself. I think he sort of looks like, he's straight off the Love Boat TV show or something. The big bow tie really appeals to the family, but not the Godfather of Soul and everything. But, that's okay. It served its purpose for a while. To me, he just doesn't look like a rock star here, whereas the poster I just showed you, he does, and on the 69 ones, I really feel that he does. One thing that's added to this one, down on the margin there, it does have a big credit for tour direction, Universal Attractions. And the date on this poster is Rhode Island Auditorium, and the venue, of course, on, as you can see, Friday, November 3rd. So we go from 67 into 1968, and there's absolutely no change whatsoever to the purple portion, the color portion. That is exactly like the 67 one I just showed you. And this one is from the Agridome, get my hand out of the way, in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, in January of 68. And it's kind of fun. I won't read all that info, but it does say, children under 12 years, only 99 cents. Boy, that's really encouraging families. And then later, in the same summer, 1968, August, I should say in the summertime, in the same city, Interestingly, a different venue in '68, same city, the Pacific Coliseum, this time in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Interestingly, notice that it does say up in the venue area, printed in USA. That's interesting. That's both of these '68s have that because they're both in Canada, and of course, you know, you had the cross-the-border customs and everything, so it needed to be stated that these were printed in America. Okay, the biggest change yet as we move to 1969. You've certainly seen this, but boy, what a difference. Look at this, 1969. Whew, what a, back to, in my opinion, a real smoking hot design. Boy, just really, by the way, this is a little bit shorter. This is more like the traditional 14 by 22 inch window card, and the four purples I just showed you were a little taller, 2 or 3 inches taller than that. But boy, this is just a great new, bold, strong, artistic rendering of James' face, as you can see. And, you know, back to being definitely a rock star in this image. That's just the way I feel about it. And as you can see, it says Mr. Dynamite there above his name, which just perfectly matches the design. Of the 4 nicknames they could have chosen, Mr. Dynamite just really rocks this poster. I think it's great. Elements still intact, as you can see. The entire family plug, 18-piece band, and his review along the bottom. And it does say, by the way, in the bottom white margin now, James Brown Enterprises in New York City. This one is from Dallas, Texas in mid-August, and what's really quaint about it is tickets are available from everything from the Green Parrot restaurant to Neiman Marcus. How's that for a contrast? Okay, last of the 6, and we're still talking, of course, 1969. Here we go, into the fall and into Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And as you can see, the green portion is exactly the same. And there's the venue information. And as the decade ends, children under 12 are still just 99 cents. That's so cool. So, all 6 posters printed by the renowned Globe Poster Company out of Baltimore, Maryland. So, hope this helps, was fun, set the record straight about the years and so forth, and half a dozen from the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. Thanks a lot for dropping by, and have a good day. Bye-bye.